So I have not done a collage in quite some time, so I thought today we would collage and make some journaling cards for the folio journal that I've been working on. I need some larger cards for the inside of this pocket and the ones on the back that matches those. So I thought we would just use the leftover scraps from where I made this journal, and let's make some journaling cards together. And so first we're going to start out by making a masterboard using the scraps left over from creating the journal. And then I'm also going to add some lace and different decorations to it. So I thought you all may want to follow along. In case you were following along with this journal, you may want to follow along and create this with me. So I think I'm going to start with the larger pieces. Like I said, it's been a while, so I'll have to think this through again. Which glue do I want to use? So I'm going to use my glue stick because I think for these journaling cards, I want to decoupage over them anyway. So when I use my glue stick, I feel like I need to, because sometimes it feels like it doesn't want to, like I'm not using enough or something. It can come loose, and it could be the weather where I live. So if I decoupage over it though, it will hold it in place. So I'm just going to start adding paper to my encyclopedia pages. And I'm going to see if I can find my tool where I press down with. This one, you could use a credit card or anything. I'm trying to get it pressed down really good. Just going to pick out different pieces. I'm not really going to try not to think too hard about it, but I do want to kind of mix up the colors that's with each other. And I do have some left over from the Grunge Kit as well, so I'll add some of those in. Oops, let me do this side. I'll add some of those in just to add in some different colors as well. And I want torn edges, so I'll just have to tear off my squared off edges that was cut previously. Okay, and I have my glue book here just to catch all the glue. I'm sure you're used to those, but that's what I'm using. That it's just an old book that I used the cover to create a journal, and so I'm just reusing the book itself for my glue. I'm getting all these edges off again. Like I said, I want torn edges. Okay. I got my scrap basket on the side. That's what I'm dumping some of these bits and pieces into. Trying to get lots of glue on there. So we have our collaging done for our masterboard, and I've added the extra details to it, these little pieces that came in the kit. So now let's add some different pieces of lace. And these are just bits and pieces that I got out of my little scrap bin to use that I save all these little bitty pieces so I can use them in clusters or different things. And so I thought they'd be good to add to this. So I want to add it before I cut it up this time. A lot of times I decorate them after I cut them up, but I kind of want it to be a surprise what it looks like. So I'm just going to do this randomly. I'm not going to really worry about. I'm just going to think what looks good when I lay it on there, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm thinking just put that one there because it, for some reason to me, it feels like it fits. But I am going to use my Fabri-Tac. Just going to run a bead of glue, and I may need to add some, I think you add acetone or something like that to your glue. Mine is starting to kind of dry up. Let me get my little tool here and just press it down. Maybe just add a little bit more right here. That way when we cut it up, if we cut through it, it won't come loose. If we glue the whole piece of lace down. Just press that down there. Then we'll let that dry. And let's see. We could add another piece, maybe this piece over here. I think the lid fell off when this was being stored in the container and in my little container where I keep it. And so I think that's what's caused it to dry up some, because I found it and the lid was off, and so I got the lid back on it, but I don't know how it got knocked off. But sometimes my craft room gets fairly messy, so these things happen, I guess. Let's see, maybe we add, I'm not sure where all I want to add the lace. Could just, this is a piece I just tore off of a scrap. Maybe we'll just put that there. Just tack that on right in, down the center there. I think these are going to be perfect for this journal, for this folio and journal. These are going to fit perfect in the pockets, and we'll have, I think this little piece here, which was 2 pieces of paper, I think that it will be enough to make all the journaling cards that I need for this project. That's why I didn't continue with it. I just used the 2 sheets because I thought that that's probably going to be all I need. Maybe we'll add a piece there. Just run it along there. So I just have a little bead there, and I think once I lay this down, I will add some more, but I think I'm going to try to add it to the lace itself, so maybe it doesn't show through since this lace is so thin. It's just a thin piece of lace. I think that'll be better for that. I'm trying to use this tool too so I don't get my fingers so sticky. And let's see, where else do we want to add a piece of lace? How about up here? We need a longer piece, maybe. This may be good right here. Or how about this one with the flowers? I think that might be neat to have that going along the edge of this piece. I'm just going to glue it down, and then once I have it glued down, that's when I'll trim it. Press it that way, so maybe my hands don't get really sticky during this. Where did I put my scissors today? I was using them. I've been trying to clean up my craft room today, but I want to finish this project, so it would help me finish cleaning it up if I got this project done, so I thought I would stop and work on that. Plus, I was tired of cleaning. Let's see here. I don't have to use all of the pieces, but I thought it would be neat to add quite a few. There's a piece of, there's a spot that needs a piece. So just add it like that, and then I'll do the, like I did below. This is another one of those thin pieces, so I'll just add some glue to the lace itself. There we go. And let's see. We'll just add that one there. sure, maybe, I feel like I need a piece in here. So maybe that's a good piece there. Which when I cut it up is going to be totally different anyway, but for now, just going off what I think I need in there. Kind of missed the glue spot. I'm trying to slide it around so it can cover the glue. And let's see, maybe right up in here or over in this corner. That'll be good. And I think that might be all the lace that I add to this one after I get this one glued down. I think I'm going to stop there with the lace, and then we'll start cutting it apart. And then once I get it cut apart, I can always decorate it up more, and I may or may not. I'm not really sure yet. I guess it'll depend on how it looks and if I'm happy with it the way it looks or not. So let me add one more right here. I said I wasn't going to add any more, but since that little piece is laying there, it would be good to go ahead and use it up. My scrap bin is overflowing of lace and little fabric pieces, so I need to use up as much as I can. I will save these two pieces. I'll put it back in the bin. Okay, so what I was doing earlier before I started filming again was I looked to see, I remember when I made my envelope, I want to cut one of them to fit in this envelope here. And when I made it, I used the 8x8 paper size, so it says 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. So I know that my journal card can be about 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we will see. I had cut out, let me look around here and see if I can find it. Hopefully I didn't clean it all up and put it away somewhere. Okay, so that took a minute, but I found them. I cut out the postcards from one of the kits I was using, and that I was using for this journal, and so I'm going to use this as the back of it. So let me measure it and see what it is. It's 5 by, ooh, it may be too small. I did not try that. Let me see how it fits in this envelope and see if it's going to be too small. Let's see here. Oh, I think it'll be fine. I think it will be fine. It doesn't have to be the exact size. So I think what I'll do is I'll just add glue to the back of it, if I can find my glue, and then we will then cut around it and kind of be a surprise as to what our journaling card's going to look like. I kind of like to do that sometimes, just have surprise journaling cards with these, or surprise tags and different things like that. There's a piece of glue there, dried glue. Okay, so I'm just going to put in this bottom corner here, and then press it down real good, and then we'll trim it out. Wonder if we should do all of them and then trim them out, or should I cheat and not? And go ahead and kind of sneak at the front and see what it's going to look like. Well, I think I can get, I only need 2 that size actually, so I could just do both of them right here. So that's what we'll do, because we have one that we need for the front here and then for the back. And then we need one for this larger envelope here and the larger envelope up front here. So we'll measure those in just a moment. But let's go ahead and glue this one on as well. And I think we'll have enough at the top there. If we cut it like this, I think there'll be enough at the top there to make the other 2 cards we need. Hopefully it does anyway. We will, yes, I'm looking at it now, I'm pretty sure it will. I do want it to be right side up. And then just press it down. I'm about to ink these once I get done, because you can see some white edge there, but I'm okay with that, because once I ink it, it'll look good and brown. And I may stitch around these. I hadn't decided. And I forgot to mention that when I, after I got done collaging it and adding those little bitty cards onto the front to decorate it up, I did go back over it with some decoupage glue. So I like to do that, especially when I use my glue stick. I like to decoupage over my collage so that I'm sure that it holds well and it seals it up. So that's what I did. So I didn't show that on camera, and I did not, I forgot to tell you when we came back, it's been a couple of days since I worked on this. So I started it on Saturday evening, and then I did not get to finish it till today, and today is Wednesday, so I just had to lay it aside. And so I gave it time for the decoupage glue to dry, but it was dry that evening. But I had some other things I had to do, and so I've been busy this week. So there we go. Oh, I love how that one turned out. I may want to add another focal point since that is a small focal point, but I do like that one. Let's trim this one up and see what we have. I like these surprises. I like to do a collage like this and then surprise myself with what we get out of it. So let's see here. So that one has a little piece loose. I may try to glue that back down. We shall see. So I do like this one as well. I do feel like both of them may need some focal point. This one actually has a pretty good one, but maybe a butterfly or something over here. This one has a butterfly, so maybe it needs a flower or something. And I will take a look at that in just a minute. Let's glue this back on. Let's see if we can get this little piece of lace to stay on. We will see. Let those two dry. And so now, I forget what size envelope this is, so I'm just going to measure it here. It measures about 7 1/4 by about 5 1/4. So let's make our journaling card 5 by 7, maybe. Let's see if we can get 2 5 by 7s out of this. If not, we may make it just a little smaller. So yeah, oh yeah, we can get, let's see how wide is that? Oh, that's gonna be perfect. So what if we turn it over though, so we can be surprised? I think what I'll do first is I'm gonna cut this little piece off right here, just so I can, and I'll use that as another card in the kit. I mean, another journaling card in the, keep saying kit, in the journal. So it's very plain. That's okay. So now we have this one. Let's cut it 5 this direction by, let's see, 7. Let me turn it this way. Well, that's almost 7. I wonder if that would fit. Let's just see. Just slide it down in there and see if it's too tall. I'm going to trim it down just a little. So let's trim it off of this end. I don't know how this paper trimmer is going to do over this lace. I may have to use my scissors. I think it did just fine. I'll just trim a little bit right there. I think that'll be good. I love this one. I love that focal point there and the different spots of the lace. I do think the bottom needs trimming up a bit, so I'm just going to try to trim across there. Going across that lace is hard, but I do like that one, and I think the side here needs straightening up just a little. The whole thing was a bit wonky. That's okay. So I like that one, and so let's just surprise ourselves with another one. So let's just go, now this one, do we want to make it 7? Let's make it 7 this direction, and then we'll make it 5 this direction, and let's just see what we come up with. Okay, that one's pretty. I like the collage. It does need a focal point. And then that leaves us with a tag here. And then this piece, let me straighten this one up just a bit. Oops. And then we will see. I'll go ahead and straighten this one up and we'll see what we're going to use it for. Maybe let's look in on our pages and see what we need. We could divide it in half and have small journaling cards. We'll see. We won't let it go to waste. So this one I think is perfect the way it is. It just needs inking. So let's do that and see. I think it's going to be perfect. Well, actually I said it's perfect. I need to add, I just remembered, I need to add some paper to the back of it. So let's do that too. Okay, so I've gone ahead and inked these, and I've inked the back on one of them, but not the other one. I'll come back and finish inking it. And so for this one, since the journal has a lot of birds in it, I want to add some focal points to this one. This focal point is fine for this one. I think it has enough on it, but this one seemed a little plain to me. So I pulled out some of the birds that I had fussy cut out of a bird field guide, and I thought that those would work perfect on this one, so I'm just going to add them. And that gives a little bit of something to look at on the journaling card. I could have left it plain, but I just felt like it needed a little bit something else. So I thought this little bird sitting down here would be nice. And then this one is pointed the other direction, and he could be sitting up there on that piece. So I thought that would look good. And there is some little birds already on some of the prints that I put on here. So I think those look really cute on there. And we have our small journaling cards, and I'm not sure. The more I look at this one, the more I like it without adding anything to it. So I think I'm just going to let it be for now. And so I just need to ink them. And then we have this extra one here. Would it fit our postcard? If so, I could use it. Yes, that'll work. So we could decorate it up as well. So I'm thinking, I'm not really sure if I like this, or I could add just a big butterfly there. And then here's this one. And finish them off that way. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because I'm really struggling with how I want to decorate these. Let's pull out the folio again and see what color flowers. Make sure we're matching. These colors go with what's in here, I do believe, because you've got oranges on the page. Maybe I'll do it like that. Maybe I'll do that one, and then I think that one would be just fine. I think those colors match. So let's add that, and then we'll have our journaling cards completed. And we're almost complete with these. And so our journal is almost complete as well. I don't know if I want to add, maybe I'll do that. I like that across the bottom there. See how this glue holds. My other glue needs thinning. It's just gotten too thick. My Fabri-Tac has. So I'm just going to try this and see. We'll just trim it off there. I love adding lace to the bottom of journaling cards, so I think it'd be good. I did have to go back and add some glue up here and glue this on because it was a little loose from when I cut it. How about the bottom here? Is that going to clash too much with that? I think I will go across the bottom here with some glue and then the lace. That cleans up another piece of lace that was in my scrap bin too. Well, I got one little bitty piece left. Then we could just put it right there. Let's just do that. That way I don't have to put it back in. And I like it on there too. So here are our 4 cards that we have done. And I really think the more I look at this other piece that was left over, I really think I'm just going to make that a tag. I think I'll just cut the corner out there and then just turn it into a tag, and then I can back it as well with some cardstock or some tea stain paper. I'll have to look here and see. I may have some of the brown craft cardstock that I just used. So that'd be a nice long tag. So I'll go back and back that in a few minutes. I think it's really pretty with those flowers on it, so I wanted to use it. So here is what we created with our Masterboard collage, and I love how they turned out. So now I'm just ready to add them to my journal and my envelope folio journal, and I think once I add those, the journal will be complete. And now if you missed the first part of me creating the journal, I will have a link in the description below so you can check that out, and then we'll do a flip through of this one in the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.